Grief isn't just a feeling, it's a living thing. It breathes in the cold spaces where the sun fails to reach the ground. It waits in the silence between heartbeats, watching the world turn gray while the rest of life carries on, blissfully unaware of the dark. We came here to say goodbye, but the air felt heavy, as if the earth itself was holding its breath, refusing to let her go. My son stood beside me, his small hand lost in mine. He didn't understand the finality of it yet, only the cold. I reached out to touch the stone, hoping for a connection, but all I found was the biting sting of granite in winter. He looked up at me, his eyes searching for a lie to believe in, something to make the world feel safe again. Then the wind shifted. A sudden, violent chill that didn't just blow past us, it seemed to move through us, hollow and starving. I looked around, sensing a presence just beyond the tree line, but there was nothing there, just the dead and the dying light. Just the dead and the dying light. Coming home didn't bring comfort. The house felt like a museum of a life that had been violently interrupted. Every corner held a memory. We sat at the table, the empty chair between us, feeling like a physical weight. We ate in a silence that tasted like ash. Suddenly, he flinched. He jerked his shoulder as if a hand had brushed against him, cold and familiar. My heart skipped a beat. I checked every window, every latch. Everything was sealed. But the air in the room had turned thin and frigid. I tried to smile for him, to be the strength he needed, but my eyes couldn't hide the truth. We weren't alone anymore. Years passed in a blur of gray days and sleepless nights. The house aged with us, the paint peeling like dead skin. The boy grew into a man of few words. The sadness had settled into his bones, making him quiet and observant. He woke up in the middle of the night, feeling that familiar weight. Someone or something was sitting on the edge of his bed. He didn't move, he didn't scream. He just stared into the darkness, waiting for a voice that never came. Even during the day, the presence lingered. It stood in the doorways, a silhouette that vanished the moment you turned your head. It mimicked her shape, her height, the way she used to tilt her head, a cruel imitation of the love we lost. Tonight, the air felt different, thicker. The teenager came to my room, his face pale, his hand shaking like a child's. I saw the terror in his eyes and realized it wasn't just my imagination. We were both seeing the same ghost. There, in the hallway behind him, she stood. But the eyes were wrong. They caught the light like a predator in the brush. It wasn't a memory come back to comfort us. It was something else. Something that had fed on our sorrow for years. I whispered the thought that had been rotting in my mind. What if it's not just here, son? What if it's hunting us? In the Japanese tradition, a soul tied to this world by sudden grief or lack of ritual becomes a yuri. It lingers, caught between the living and the dead. For this family, the silence of the home is not empty. It is heavy, it is expectant, a dinner shared in the shadow of loss. Then, a touch. Not of warmth, but of a lingering, cold memory. A mother's hand reaching through the veil. The family altar, the Butsuda stands, neglected. The connection to the ancestors has frayed, leaving a spiritual door dangerously ajar. Years pass, but the house does not forget. The grief matures, and with it, the presence within these walls grows more solid, more defined. In the dead of night, the boundary dissolves. A mother returns not to comfort, but to watch over the life she was forced to leave behind. She stands in the corner, a silhouette of sorrow, a yuri defined by her long, unmoving black hair and the white kimono of the grave. Even the father cannot ignore it anymore. In the hallway, he finds her or the echo of her caught in a cycle of eternal mourning. He reaches out, whispering a name he hasn't dared to speak in years. But when the spirit turns, the face of love has become a dark void of despair. Among her things, a letter is found, a final testament of her pain that acted as a beacon for something else, something much darker. The grief has created a wound in reality, and through that wound, a predator has entered, mimicking the form of the lost to hunt the living. Two shadows now occupy the house. One is the mother, weeping for what was lost. The other is a monster, waiting for what remains. The son realizes the truth. His mother isn't a threat. She is the barrier. She is the only thing standing between them and the dark. A mother's love, even in death, is a powerful shield. She will face the void to protect her child from the hunger of the night. Some hauntings are warnings, some ghosts are guardians. In the silence of the grief, listen closely to what they are trying to tell you. The silence in this room isn't empty, it is heavy, pressing against the walls like a physical weight in the dead of night. Dust motes dance in the moonlight, but they seem to avoid the far corner where the darkness feels thick enough to touch. Leo sits paralyzed. His heart hammers against his ribs, a frantic rhythm that is the only sound in the suffocating stillness. There, in the corner, she stands, or at least the shape of her, a memory wrapped in a tattered white nightdress. Her hair hangs like a curtain of ink, hiding whatever expression might be left on a face he hasn't seen in months. Mom, ... if that's you, please stop. His voice is a fragile thread, breaking in the cold air of the room. The door creaks open. A figure enters, but there is no relief, only a new, sharper kind of dread. He sits beside his son, his presence offering no comfort, only the shared weight of a terrifying realization. Don't look at it, he warns. The words are barely a breath. That might not be your mother. Then the stillness breaks. A sharp, rhythmic twitching, like a puppet being jerked by invisible, cruel strings. A sound receives a high pitch, broken, crying that doesn't come from a throat, but vibrates through the very foundations of the house. She lifts her head, and in the space where eyes should be, there is only the infinite dark of the void. The father stands, his body a shield and rue. He gasps. A spirit of wrath, a vessel for something far worse. She smiles. It is a hungry, stretched thing that reaches too far across her face. She didn't come alone. Behind her, the wall itself begins to bleed shadow. A shape, taller and broader, peels itself away from the reality of the room. She opened the door, a telepathic whisper echoes in their minds, and we just walk through. The lights explode in a shower of sparks. Darkness claims everything, sudden and absolute. In a final flash, a wet, powerful hand of shadow clamps down. The trap is closed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring it here. The voice is her voice, soft, broken, and fading into the void. Sinister dreams. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed again.